first video. Got some adjustments I've made to the video I'm gonna talk about first. So, well, first of all, welcome back to Season 2 Lode.Runner YouTube channel. Appreciate you guys who have watched. I don't have any subscribers, but that's okay. Just go ahead and, I hope that I can bring some type of tips or guidance when you're hitting the miles on the run. Alright, so yeah, a few updates first. So yeah, the road to Berlin, that's been canceled. I'm no longer doing the Berlin Marathon. I did not sign up for the 2021 Berlin Marathon. I just recently been in the drawing for the Chicago Marathon, and so reasons behind that is because it was all planned. This whole YouTube channel was really a plan to follow my journey as I trained for the Berlin Marathon, which was supposed to take place back in September of last year. But of course, with the pandemic, everything just changed. So that plan has no longer, it's been expired now for quite a while. So with that being said, I still train often. I try to do what I can. I did have a few episodes in running last year where I had some issues with, being able to go the distance like I used to. Before, if you recall, if you follow my Strava, you know that I try to do at least a half marathon every weekend, pretty much. But that was not the case in the later part of last year. So with that said, I want to do some things different this time. I'm not going to aim for, half marathon every single weekend. Don't need to do that. All I really need to do is just focus on the training at hand and be able to put together a calendar or schedule so that I can, train efficiently and be able to sustain whatever occurs, So that's the plan for this year. To get back in shape, be able to build my stamina back up, and continue to move forward with improving my times, trying some new routes, just doing what I can to, succeed. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and continue to push for running. Right now at the current moment it's February 28th, and I am suffering from seems to be a mild cold. I had a fever a few days ago, so with that, I've been taking some time off to really put together some thoughts and decide how I want to handle this YouTube channel going forward. So what I've done since my last video, which was probably earlier this year, I've continued training. I've mostly focused on a little bit of training on roads that I've been more familiar with. I say that because it's not nothing special about it. It's just I feel like when I train, I need to continue training on the roads that I've been accustomed to, so that I can see my growth as it climbs and see if I'm really am I achieving what I want to achieve, or am I just at a plateau. And that's going to be my goal for the first half of this year, just to figure out, am I at that plateau? Can I raise above? Am I increasing my stamina, my speed when I go day to day with these runs? If I'm just staying plateaued, that's a red flag for me. And I think for a lot of runners it should be, even if you not really looking for a speed increase, or the overall feeling you have after a run, you can kind of tell if you're progressing the way you want to progress, or if you're just kind of staying mid-level, not really going up, not really going down. You're just kind of you're very comfortable, and I think what as runners, what we need to understand is that that comfort zone is fine. I'm not telling anyone to increase, go up 30 miles for a week, go up 50 miles. I'm just saying that that comfort zone is your base level, and that it's very important to find that base level, to find out where you sit, where that pace is any given day. If you go out there, you run a 5 mile tempo run, you kind of have a feeling of what kind of pace you're going to be in when you finish that run, and that's the feeling that you need to be able to sustain. You need to be able to know what that pace is, and it's very important because once you have that pace, once you know, okay, I'm about a 9, maybe a 9:30 minute per mile runner, then you can start achieving higher, more faster paces, because you will know by that time that, okay, well, if I can do this, maybe I can do this. And a lot of times when you start out that way, you feel that you need to just run faster, right? Like that's the goal, right? You used to run faster, but the thing you have to keep into account is that even though that's your base and you're comfortable in that setting, you don't want to go out there and say, okay, I did 5 miles at a 9 minute per mile pace. Tomorrow I'm going to do 5 miles at an 8 minute pace. It doesn't work that way, and you're going to suffer, and you're going to be able to see that in your results, that you're not going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve, because you're not progressing the way. You're going to find yourself on mile 2 out of breath and have to stop, and you're going to have to reduce your pace at that point, and then the run is pretty much a maintenance run at that point. It's not really a tempo run. And I think that speaks volumes for what you want to do. You gotta be able to pace yourself when you're out there training, and just be sure that you continue to find that base level and know that you have a plan of attack. Put it in your calendar. Okay, next week let's do this. Next week let's do this. And I'm not gonna lay out the steps because everyone's different. Everyone's different. You find what works for you, because a lot of times you get these plans out here that are different, but you don't really know if it's going to work for you until you try it. And that's the same for a lot of runners. So find out what works for you, stick with it, make a plan, get it on the calendar, make steps to improve, and always continue to recover the way that you can. And don't go out there expecting to run that 8 minute mile or that 7 minute mile or 6 minute mile right then and there. You're gonna have to build up to that. And even when you do build up to that, don't feel like you have to keep that level. That's another thing. When you build up to that 6 minute mile and you're out there, okay, I got the 6 minute mile, a couple weeks pass, training slips a little bit, you find yourself eating nachos at night, you find yourself not eating healthy, you find yourself not running as much, you find yourself very tired, you find yourself having a lot of work to do, and you lose motivation, you lose traction, you take a few days off here, take a few days off there, and then before you know it, that 7 minute pace that you ran a few weeks ago is no longer doable, because you've already you've lost momentum at that point. And I think a lot of runners don't beat yourself up for that, because that happens to everyone, including me, including athletes around the world. We have that problem where you run that pace, you're not going to be able to keep that. And it's not about age. You can be out there 20, you can be 20 years old, a few weeks later you're still 20 years old, but you can't run that pace anymore. So it's not really about that. It's just about being motivated to get out there and get the job done when you can. And it's just it takes time. It takes time and practice, and a lot of things need to be done to be able to achieve what you want to achieve on the track as well as in life. So what's next for Lode.Runner at this point? A lot of times we go to these points and you think, okay, well, yeah, you're going to be building your training, that's fine, everyone does that, right? But what are your goals? And for me, I would have to say that a lot of the goals that I'm going to try to achieve for this year in the later part of the year is probably try to get a race in. With the pandemic, I know it's probably going to be pretty tough, but we're going to try to do what we can to get at least one race under the belt, even if that's a virtual race, and I'm going to make sure that I train for it even then. So that's the goal for this year. And another thing about this year, what I usually do, Lode.Runner, if you watch my other channel, which I don't exclude here, I don't include into the contents here, but my other channel is primarily cycling, and what I usually do is on even years, I'll do my running, my training videos on evening years, and when I do my cycling, it's odd number of years when I do that. So with this being 2021, of course, I should be focusing mostly on my biking, and that's what I'm going to be focused on for the majority of the time this year, just because I've always been that way. I try to take a break from one and then go to the other, but that's not to say that I don't do both, because I do. I love biking, I love running, but I try to stick with running content for this channel for the most part. So with that said, I just, make sure that you keep training, do what you can. If you have any questions for me, just let me know. Again, I guess it's probably good to introduce myself or who I am. So I'm a Charlotte runner here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I run here mostly in the southwest part of Charlotte, Still Creek area. I run almost about 30 miles a week at this point. I do a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on my work schedule, and I try to keep it at that base level. What I do, I'm not a pro athlete, of course, but I do want to at least motivate others to get out there and run. And I think this channel, what I want to do now, since it's not really focused on Berlin anymore, is kind of get people more involved in running, get the community, get them understanding that the benefits of getting out there and lacing up and getting runs done, because it really is an eye-opener for me. And I think that for a lot of people, it's that release that they need to get through the day-to-day struggles that we all have in life. And I just want to, if you're in this channel, then you're also a runner yourself. So I don't have to tell you what the great things about running. You already know that. So that's a given. That's pretty much acceptable there. So, and even though so what I do, my day job is I'm a software engineer here in Charlotte. I make programs, I make software, mostly financial software I make, and I do things on the side. So I have a COVID application I'm working on in Android that kind of brings the numbers, the statistics together. It gathers data from an API, a public API that's been released now for almost a year now, since the pandemic happened. And it gives you daily statistics on what the new cases are, the positive and the negative, as well as the history and historical data of what happened yesterday, how many cases do we have today compared to yesterday, and things like that. So that's in the works. I have that application. It's on my local machine now. I may publish that at some point to Android if they accept it. But that goes. There's a lot of red tape to get apps accepted into that Android store. So we'll see what happens there. So that's a little bit about me. I'm a family person. I have 3 kids, a wife here in Charlotte, and we do a lot of things together. And my little boys, they like to run with me sometimes. They're around 8 or 5 and 6 years old, so it's kind of hard to really get them going the whole distance, but it is fun and it is very exciting at that first mile or so when they're pumped, they're ready to go, and it's really cool to see they're running with me. So I really do like that, and that's always been fun for me. And as they get older and we can do more miles together and they're more motivated, I'm even very excited about that, because that'll mean that I'll be able to take them out on my 5Ks and my 10Ks, and if they enjoy it, then that's awesome. I really love that. That would be a dream come true for me, to see them, you know, excited about the same things that I'm excited about. But it's been a struggle for us with the pandemic, of course. That's always been a struggle for everyone, getting past all of this. But I think we're doing pretty good. We have everything, kind of figured out. I laid out the game plan, and we're doing mostly virtual learning. The kids are, so they love it, and they're trying to get used to it. But that takes time, of course, like all things. So yeah, that's a little bit about that. But yeah, that's just a preliminary video of things that more content to come. And as I said in my previous video, I'm really gonna make this more about tips and recommendations, and also share some of my experiences while running with you guys. So I'm looking forward to it. You can join me anytime you want to. You can always send a message through YouTube. You have a comment, put it down in the comment section below. Just let me know if there's anything I can do to help you in your running journey. I'm always excited to hear about what others are doing to, further better their running adventures. And I'm always looking for content like that. So if you have a running channel and you want to share with me, and I can get the word out, and then we can bounce ideas off of each other, that's always a great thing to do. So yeah, just let me know, and we'll leave it at that. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty much it for now. I'm gonna take this new camera I have. So I'm filming today on a Sony a6-400 with a Sigma 1.4 millimeter f4 lens. And this is a new thing to me. I'm not a photographer, I'm not a videographer, I don't do any of that. So before my videos, I filmed on a GoPro 7. So a lot of my earlier videos was a GoPro 7, and this is really new. So I went out and I splurged a little bit because I wanted a good setup. I wanted something that would last a long time and that I can use and be able to make some pretty cool videos. So I got the 6400, as I said, the Sigma lens. I also have it set up right now on a Weeble. It's a gimbal for cameras, and I'm still learning about it, and it's going to be cool. I did do some test footage yesterday, just walking around the house, and I saw that it was very stable, and that's what I looked for. And a lot of the reviews of the Weeble seemed pretty good, so I went with the Gion Weeble S gimbal. So that's what I'm using now. And yeah, even with running, like I did a running test yesterday evening, and it was incredible. You couldn't tell I was running. And with my GoPro 7, you could tell, even with the GoPro 7, it had stability, but I could still see that I was very shaky and stuff, and I didn't really enjoy that. But with this video, I'm seeing that it's with the gimbal, at least it stabilizes the video, and I really enjoyed that about it. So I think I'm going to continue using this for now, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, so I'm going to go out and do some test footage. I have my bike with me over here on the side. I'm going to see if I can do some footage here. It's very foggy today, as you can see behind me. We can get a sun here if it focuses. But yeah, it's a very cloudy day. Very foggy, as I say. So hopefully the sun comes out here soon. We'll see about that. But anyway, I'm going to do some test footage, and I'll see you later in the next video. So look for more content to come, and hit the like button, subscribe if you are interested in following me on this path. If not, then thank you for watching anyway, because it's very helpful to get the word out. I don't talk as much as a lot of YouTubers. You won't see me making videos every week, but when I do have an interesting topic to talk about, then I will be able to post, and I'll try to share my thoughts and my recommendations and just suggestions. I look forward to that, and see you later. Bye.